what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie. Super excited. I know I'm looking a little green today. Cause money. Check this out. So this is the third offering that I just received from swordis.com, swordis.com. And all three have been Gladius swords. One was an APOC, and two have been Legacy Arms Generation 2, this being one of those. Now, the last one I brought you was like this, but different. Same type of leather-wrapped wooden scabbard. The leather is really soft, by the way. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. The grip's amazing. The last one was the Pompeii design. It was a straight double-edged Gladius that was modeled and designed after one that was recovered in Pompeii that was from like 1000 BC or somewhere in there, or I don't even know. I'm just there's a first century. Wow. All right, so now that I've emptied my head, so it was a first century sword recovered from Pompeii, and they made the design. This one is actually called a Maintz, and the reason is because the edge, instead of going straight and then closing off, goes in, right? It goes in and then to a point. And the reason I'm doing this one last is because it's my favorite. It's my favorite looking, just like the APOC. The APOC has the same shape, the one that I did first, but it wasn't a traditional. It was like a zombie killing modern one. And this one I saved for last because it's my favorite. It's my favorite to look at. It's my favorite blade shape. My favorite sword of all time is this style of Gladius. Is it my favorite to use? Who knows? Because that Pompeii design done by Legacy Arms from swordis.com, that thing was a freaking champion using it. And so on the website, they had two different steels listed. It was 5160 and then a 9000, I believe, type steel, spring steel. This one says 5160 in both areas, so I'm guessing that the other one is also 5160 since it's made by the same people in their Gladius, and so to cover for that. So let's get into this one though, because this, for me, this is it. This is A+. It's as good as it gets. This is Roman Gladius. The leather wrap scabbard that we just talked about. You have metal ends, so you'd wear it with a frog or a tuck in. The draw on these swords, it's as smooth as you will ever get with any, not just any Gladius, but any sword itself. The grip, this one is a little bit bigger, but I mean, for me, you see that the spacers there, spacer to spacer, for me this thing fits my hand to a T. It is exact. It's perfect. Everything you'd want in the Gladius, between the big round pommel and the big round guard, everything is just so beautifully done. Now this is an unpolished all the way through. You're really getting a good look at the grain of this wood. It is something freaking special. I love this decorative piece here. Everything about this sword, from the sweeping sides to the point, to the beautiful handle, to how it's made, to the tang going all the way through, everything about this not just speaks my language, but it just reaches my heart. I love it. I don't know if it's something about being Italian. You just got to love one of these. But between the a Wakizashi and a Roman Gladius, those two swords, it's all I would need for the rest of my life. I mean, this thing is so super awesome. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about it because it is what it is. You have the curved sides on this one to make it more of a slasher and stabber, where the other ones were more of cutters. It's still a cutter, obviously. We showed that outside, and an immaculate stabber, but they're just slightly different. And it's that slight difference that really reaches me. Something about this shape, it's like the curves of a body. It's just beautiful, man. So without further, what's that Scab says, adieu, let's take this thing outside. Hold on. All right, so getting this thing out in the sunshine, man, for me, this is happy days. Happy days, happy ways. Let's get that thing shining. Look at this sword. This Gladius is freaking immaculate, man. This is just awesome. So the last time I did one of these, it was super uber amazingly impressive. And I already know this one should be. It's built pretty much the same, a little bit different in the pommels. It's got the traditional pin where the other one didn't. But it's pretty much the same. So, oh my gosh, this thing is amazing. Was I wearing a Celtic shirt the last time? Was I wearing this Celtic shirt the last time? Golly. So the Roman Gladius, and I explained it all in the other review in the Pompeii style. So nice. But we're going to explain it again. So now the Romans, a legionnaire, right, or a Roman, a centurion, they would carry a shield with them. Some shields were round. Some shields were round with cutouts, so you can get your arm around it. Some shields were rectangular that were kind of folded this way. Depending, like an archer's shield would have been a smaller rectangular shield, where a centurion would have had the big longer one. And what you did is you had the shield in front of you, and you'd keep the sword pretty much behind the shield. And then what you would do, so they can't see where the strike was coming from, you would reach around and you would strike this way. You could shift the shield and go straight in. You can reach over the top. You can come underneath. There's so many ways to strike as a gladiator, as a legionnaire, as any Roman soldier. There's so many ways where you can just take this sword and just destroy your enemy. I mean, destroy your enemy. This thing is as amazing as a sword could ever be. It's light, it's versatile, it's small and big at the same time. It's able to get around. Now, a lot of times you'd be facing an enemy who's got these long spears, right? These 6 to 8 foot spears, and they're coming at you, some even longer. And they're coming at you, and they can swing the spearheads at you. So if your sword was bigger and it was sticking above your shield and somebody hit the sword would come back, hit you in the face, cut your face, your ears, just do whatever. Not very good. It would change your ability to swing. But these would hide inside the shields, and that's what made them so great. The recovery, just like the last one, I can stop on a dime, pull it back. There's nothing stopping me from controlling this sword. It is just amazing. It's got so much like movability. Ooh, it invents its own language. It's so good. All right, but we need to swing it. We need to swing this sword. So let's pick out a nice branch we can start swinging at. All right. I don't know what this one's connected to, but we're gonna find out. Let's see here. You're with me here. Try that with a wall hanger. All right, so let's shed this. It's just awesome. So the edge, yeah, it's shaving. I mean, no problem. Remember, this isn't your camp knife. But hey, if you need to get a fire going, just they hit. That's like a quarter swing. Look how clean that was, all the way into the end. They just go. They devour what's ever in front of them. I need to really swing at something. Yeah, let's get you in here. I'm gonna put some power into this one. Oh my gosh! There. All right, so that's a big piece. Now, swinging a Gladius and hitting it near the tip puts a lot of pressure right here, where on a weakly built sword, this would snap. It would just snap. If this was not built right, it would break at the hilt, because this is where the blade would go in, and then you'd have your partial tang to your rat tail. And when a sword is built poorly, or if the quality is not there, still dead straight, then what you're going to do is you're going to end up snapping. This one just took a really nice big fat piece and just ate through it. I mean, that's pretty good right there. Let's see here. Bam. That is super slicey. Man. I'm telling you, if you don't know, you don't know. Wow. All right, I didn't expect, I thought it was going to be like a couple shots to get that, but it's built in a way that's made to be able to generate slicing power, hitting power, stabbing power, and we're going to do that. We're going to do some thrusts. It's made to do it all. It's one-stop shopping when it comes to swordom. I said it. So let's go over to some of these dry, hard branches and just give them a few swats and see how the blade reacts, see how the edge reacts. And that's what we want to see. This, for me, it isn't going to be, let's see how it reacts swinging, because we already know it's swinging beautifully. And at this point, I'm not worried about breaking it. Let's just see how the edge holds up. And remember, these aren't made to be, like, they're not katanas. They're not made to be super slicey. These are made to be super versatile. And super versatile is what they are. Just awesome. It's just the ability to hit something dry and hard and not snap in your hand makes a major, major difference when you're talking about good or bad with swords. It's a major, major difference. Let's see here. Golly, it's just effortless. It's effortless. This is way above my head, above my pay grade. I don't even know if I'm in frame. Oh, gosh. Even the danglers, it's no problem. I mean, things with bad heat treats, blades with bad heat treats would reflect the bad heat treat when you're hitting something that hard and pieces of wood that are that solid, that dried out. There's nothing on here. Nothing. So I want to stand about 12 feet away from a tree. I'm going to put you guys down so I can control it. Okay, let's see. I'm going to totally miss. It's hard throwing a Gladius. It's really hard. You do it. All right, here we go. Oh! That thing hit like a brick. Look at this spring steel. Boing, yoing, 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 yoing. Went right into a knot. No problem. Let's see if the knot dented up the tip, because it's got a really pointy tip. And look at that. Solid, straight, no issues. Now we're going to do some stabs and some swats at this thing. Now, I had to say it before, because if you've ever watched George Foreman fight, especially in his older years, George Foreman was so big that he'd be throwing, and it looks like he's just doing this, and people would fall down and be, oh, it's set up, it's a fake, he's not even swinging. When you're big, you generate power on accident. You don't even need, it doesn't look like you're hitting hard, but you're hitting hard. And I was doing some stabs, and one person thought, well, clearly he's not hitting it hard. This blade is going in over an inch into this wood because of how hard I'm hitting it. I'm a big dude, I generate power. So if it looks like it's soft, believe me, it's not. So what I want to do is some straight throughs. So if, like, you shift the sword over, boom, boom, boom. That literally lifted my back foot off the ground trying to pull it. All right, so it's getting in there. So now what I want to do, we have some straight, I want to come around. Oh my gosh. You can see the vibration. That's how hard it's hitting. Oh, that's hitting, man. Let's see, the tip, still perfect. Still perfect. One more of those. Oh my God, the whole, when you hit it, the center of the sword goes like this. That's solid, man. If you don't believe me, stand in front of it while I do that. All right, let's do some uppercuts. Ugh. Oh, it's so easy to control. Ugh. It is so easy to control. Ugh. Ugh. I love it. Let's go some over the heads. This thing is freaking sweet. It's just like the last one as far as the ability to control it. You can see where that little dirt spot ends. That's an overhead strike, generating enough power to bring it in more than an inch deep into a piece of wood. That's pretty good. So, couple of strikes here. Wow. Let's try some backhands. Let's try some backhands. Yeah. Wow. I just hit the same exact spot all those times. Every single swing hit right here. Same spot. Whew. This thing is super duper nice. Now the other one had two flat edges, so I was able to really split wood with it. I don't know, I got some over here. I don't know if this one will do that because it's curved. The APOC came down in the wood, dove right in, but it was having a hard time splitting because it has curved angles. But who knows? Who knows? We will see. Ding. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. All right, let's see if we can get this thing to stand right. Doesn't matter if it stands right as long as if we can't hit it, that's the problem. So let's hit it. Oh, golly, I lock in there. All right, so splitting wood. Oh! The ones with the straight edges definitely split wood a little easier. I mean, it's still splitting, so I mean, that's the key. Still splitting. Let's try this. I got a very small space to hit. Look at that. Look, that's aim, man. It makes it so easy to hit. This thing is just super nasty, man. It is super nasty. It's way in there too. Golly, I want to push this a little harder. Ugh. Yeah, we need a thumbnail. So check that out, man. This sword is just so freaking awesome. And again, most people, when you see a review on these, a lot of them are going to be tabletops. Some of them are going to test the edge by cutting paper and tell you if a sword is good or not by the edge. But that's not what swords are for. It doesn't make sense. And then other people are going to take them out and they're going to do pool noodles. And pool noodles tell you one thing. Okay, it can cut. But it tells you zero, nothing, anything about strength. And to be able to hit wood, to be able to smash through trees, to be able to stab a tree and get no bending in the tip, no bending in a long, skinny tip. The heat treat is right. The heat treat is right. And what that says is, shoot, man, zombie apocalypse happens. This is going to cut through necks and arms and stab through heads. Telling you. This is a real deal, and it's a battle ready. Obviously, I didn't have to tell you. A battle ready, badass, 100% hardcore, nasty piece of hardware. I'm sweating so much, my glasses are falling down my head. So, guys, I just did 3 Gladius swords in a row. 3. All 3 knocked it out of the park. I have to say, the Legacy Arms ones, man, These things are freaking amazing. I mean, amazing. Swordis.com. Sword is no joke. These guys supply you with everything and anything sword. I'm talking you want bastard swords and two-handed and one-handed and handed and a half and katanas and everything, hilted, baskets, everything. That's what they do. They provide all. It's one-stop shopping for swords. And I can absolutely, highly, 150% recommend a Gladius by their Battle Ready Gladiuses from Legacy Arms, because this one and the Pompeii, I mean, it doesn't get any better. In this one, I mean, even the Pompeii, I have to say, as much as I never appreciated the look of that, it really is nice. And they did a great job on the handle on that one, just like this one. Awesome. Follow the links below. I'm going to put a link to this sword down below, and I'll put a link just to swordis.com so you can just jump on it and go look at everything. Now, if you hit a sword and you'll see tags underneath, if it's a battle ready sword, there'll be a tag for battle ready. Hit that, and every battle ready sword they have pops up. And that way you know you're getting a sword that can take the punishment and the abuse and be an actual real world user like this one is. I am Donnie B all day. Until next video.